Welcome to another session of mock interviews with Ankit Jain. So this is me, Ankit Jain. So I'm a technical architect at MNC. I'm at certified. I'm active in Salesforce events. This is my LinkedIn URL. So you can scan it to connect with me. So you can will get the latest update about the technical content, and also you would get to know about any upcoming session through this LinkedIn means by following me on the LinkedIn. You can also join the WhatsApp group as well. So where we share the technical content, we share the jobs openings and any upcoming session that I have. And if you want to have one-to-one session with me, you can book it out on topmate.io. So today the agenda would be talking about the trigger scenarios. Since trigger is a very important part of any interview process, so it's very important that we practice it quite well. So today we are going to cover the next part of this. So let's get started. So there are two scenarios that we will be trying to solve. First is like if the billing address is updated and related contacts. Yeah. If accounts billing address is updated, then trigger update related contacts mailing address using map. See, what we know is like what is updated account billing address. So the trigger would be on account. So let's start. Now it's clearly saying like when it is updated, then update related contacts mailing address. So when I would be going from account to contact, then I would be having the ID.
After
So
update.
yeah, so that's why we can go with after update. Now here I'm using a switch statement. Why switch statement? Because it more effective. It is more effective than if else, and you get better context variable. So this is trigger dot operation type is an enum. So I would say using map because we want to the idea is to avoid the for in a tool in nested for loops. So that's why it's recommended to use map.
Okay, so in this case, we will be using old map as well as new map, right?
Yeah,
No list. We will be no. We are not going for trigger dot new or trigger dot old, right?
yeah, yeah. We can go with trigger dot new map or old map. Since from map we can easily get the list whenever needed. Now what I would be doing is I will be creating an interface. So let me just copy that structure. Mm, if I have it, not a problem. I think I will have to write it from scratch. Now I will go over the main class first, and then we'll write the other code, whatever is needed in.
Okay. Okay.
So when the billing address, so what we need to do is first I will check whether that account address is updated or not. Okay, let's start with that. I can use new map.keyset. I'm doing a typecasting here itself so that it's like more readable, and one I will have it for new map by chance if I need it. It's saying billing address. So what I will be doing is like I will add a check. I will have to apply like it, since address is a compound field. So under address, so there are various things. So we'll write it. So state, country, postal code, billing city. I think it should be address line only as far as I can recollect. Latitude, longitude is also there in, but there is a those are dependent upon this only, these factors. State, city, country, postal code, geoaccuracy, latitude and longitude. I think these parameters should be good. So if these are changed, then only my logic should execute. Okay. Once I know like this is an account where these things are there in, what I need to do is 1 minute. I will, okay. Update related contacts. So what I would need to do is I would need to get the account IDs. So what I will do, I will create a set.
Can't we get it directly from the map dot keyset? Old map, new map dot keyset. We will be getting the account IDs only.
But we'll be getting all of it. We want to filter.
Oh, yes, yes. We want to filter it based on what? I'm not.
If the billing address is changed, then only those accounts should only come in. It should not execute for all of it.
Okay, okay, okay.
Otherwise, you could have done what you are saying in. So now we got all the account IDs. Now what we want is we want to get the contacts. And then we would be needing to update all the related contacts mailing address. So one query I would be doing in to this one for loop we had. 1 minute, let me just indentate it right. It is not looking good here. Here in the query, I can write that. I'm using Notepad to make the changes because the only differences are on the mailing and putting that ID. So we got the contacts, above contacts. Now what we want to do is we need to update it with the corresponding uh, accounts address. So what we can do is, and directly instead of complicating it, let's make it very much short. Be cautious like what I'm doing here. I'm using very basic concept. I think that should work out.
We are doing like a child to parent query here and getting the.
And assigning it directly and doing the update instead of complicating it.
Yes, yes. So we don't have to like we can reduce one loop here, right?
Yes, because that's quite obvious. We can easily do that. Nobody wants inefficient code, right?
Right. It is the more the it will be more optimized one.
State, country, city, state, postal code. I think here directly we can just use the list only. We don't need a map. Earlier I thought we would need that, but I will make it less complicated. One misconception I want to clear it. Like in the map, regular map, you can have a subject as the key, but it's not recommended.
Can you please repeat that?
Like in your map, like we have the key value, right? So in the key, you can have the key as an object, a subject as well. Like account also, you can have it as a key, but it's not recommended. Meaning like you can have
Okay.
the, technically it's quite possible for us to. have it like this, S object, comma S object as well. There is no restriction, but it will not give you the right result.
Yes, yes.
We are done assigning it. So updates are done. Now what we can do is just write the update statement.
Here, when we are assigning this to the mailing address of the contact account, before account, we should use the contact instance dot account
Yeah,
dot.
yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, my bad. Yeah.
No, just making
Yeah,
confused.
yeah, I just missed in my mind. Yeah. Yeah, in my mind, I thought like, yes, it's done. I just copy pasted it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. So this would be like very simple scenario. The important catch is you should know like when they tell about address, what are different fields under that address. That main concept is being utilized. And then this using the trigger dot old map and new map.
New map and old map. So what we did is like from old map and new map, we have got the values in these two. Basically, we can say these are list only, right? Account like line number 28, 29.
Yeah.
This will be giving us the no single. It will be like a single record. Old
Yes.
account, new account. These will be single records iterating after each other. Like okay, fine.
Yeah. So I have written the service one, then I can now write
We have also implemented like we haven't implemented the interface, right?
that code is pending. My first focus was like to utilize the time in that.
Business, like we should go for the business logic in account service, like service class, and then we can.
Yeah, because I mean the panel would understand like what exactly you are thinking.
Yes,
Because handler nothing is there much.
yes, yes, handler.
I think that should be fine. And then we'll have to call this trigger handler as well. Many times, like, okay, I think we'll cover only one scenario, but there are various concepts around this that I want to cover. And the very basic question is around why do we use trigger frameworks? That is sometimes that people ask. So the only reason we use trigger frameworks is because trigger would execute by its own, but I want to control it. Like trigger by default would execute on every time. But what I want is based on situations, I wanted to execute. Also, I would want to have some mechanism to control the recursion, which most of the trigger handler frameworks available in the market provide. Another part is it gives you more reusability. Since in most trigger frameworks, you have a defined business logic in a separate class. You have the trigger handler to have the distribution around like the one trigger handler you can call multiple classes, multiple business logic class. Like account services, they can also have a contact service as well.
Okay. This is in handler only. I have one question. See, if there is a trigger which runs after insert and also after delete. Okay, there is a trigger which will run after insert as well as after delete, and I'm utilizing trigger.new in after insert, and I'm utilizing trigger.old in after delete. Okay, in the business logic. So the logic is same on the both of the on the event. So should I be going for the different method for handling after delete, or should I be passing just because I'm passing trigger dot old, but in after insert I want trigger dot new as well as trigger dot old also.
So the recommendation here would be like to have a single method in the service class. You can have pass one parameter as null.
No, but see, if for example, if we can take this case, for example, if it is after insert, after update, after delete, right? But in after insert and after delete, like after insert, we will be dealing with only trigger.new. After update, we will be dealing with trigger dot like a trigger dot new as well as trigger dot new map or old map. Sorry, old map, trigger dot old map.
What you're saying is like this. Right, you're saying like this, like we were handled before update would have different signature, before after update would have different signature, like that, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it would depend. So whatever context variables that are available, we will have different signatures for that.
Now in this case, if this interface, okay, so we should be having a different, basically we should have different method to handle it.
Correct. For each context, like for before update, the FIFO insert you should have different. For before update, you will have different. For after update, you will have different.
So what if we will pass the list as well as old map and everything in this, for example, in line number 21, if I would have passed list as well as map, new map, old map, like these, like if I do that, and if one of it is null, like if it is firing after delete, and we are only dealing in like say we are dealing with just trigger dot old only, and we are not getting any map here, so will it throw any error, or it will be fine?
It will be fine, but ideally you should not be doing it. First thing, you should not have multiple parameters. It is an anti-pattern.
Okay, okay, okay.
Ideally, recommendation is like if you have multiple parameters, you create a wrapper class and use that. Otherwise, you will have to implement and solve it using builder pattern.
Builder pattern. Okay,
Builder is an Apex design pattern that deals with reducing the complexity around multiple parameters.
okay, okay. So so that there are different ways. First way is like we should handle it in a different method, right? Like we should handle trigger dot like before insert in a different handler method, and after delete in a different method, right? This is the one way.
Correct.
And other way, what you said is
This is actually the recommended way. Like in all the advanced trigger handlers, trigger frameworks, you will get a different callback for a method for each of those.
what we have done here. I didn't get. Sorry, I was not able to see what you did. We just did public static void before insert. This is okay. Okay, fine. You have done the like we are
Just was demonstrating like there would be different method for each of those.
methods, right? Right, right. So even if the in these two methods we are implementing same business logic, it doesn't matter whether the logic is same or not. We should have to handle it in different methods.
Correct. That's why we are reusing, able to reuse the code. Like you can even if you want to reuse the code at this multiple places, you can pass it as a parameter as a call from.
Now if the logic is same, then I'll be implementing this implementing this thing.
Suppose
So
the
I
like this is
okay
the business, like this is the business logic, it will be reused. Okay.
with yeah, for both of these, if the business logic is same.
Then what I can do is like I can create a map by myself. Say, but it would be before it's a before insert. So I will just get list of means I won't get the updated list of account IDs.
Yes, yes.
So here it's not a good example. I will make it before update.
Maybe okay, before update. Yeah, it is possible. If we can take any scenario where we have after insert as well as after delete, so maybe that would be
Yeah,
good.
you can think of it.
Because in after delete we and in after delete particularly we have to use trigger.old, and here we have to use trigger.new and new map.
So what we can do in such scenarios is like in the business logic, we can pass that as a parameter, like what is the context?
Okay, in business scenario itself we can pass the context.
Like here, like you can pass it like context, like and then if the context is
Oh, this way like context dot is up. Okay, okay, okay.
you can use this value and then assign your variables. Like here you can have the list. Then you assign the different based on the condition, you assign the different values to this list. It should be old or new, like that.
No, I didn't get it.
Like 1 minute. Taking a dummy scenario. Suppose old map, like basically assume like different context variables we are doing again, and then here in the code I only use this variable data I'm assigning in here, like this. So instead of this map, I will actually use this variable
Okay, okay.
like that.
We cannot do the same thing in interface, right? Like we cannot do that there.
Interface, we should not be doing that because it's a completely different business scenario, like which
As
before.
a- Yes, yes, yes.
So it's better like you handle it in your business logic. Business logic deals with that only.
Yes, yes. Now the list will be, if it is after update, then list will contain new map values, and if it is before insert, then it will contain old map values. So that way, the values will be iterated like during the like the execution of the code.
Yeah, for our audience, like this, in the before insert, you don't get the old map, you just get the trigger.new. It's just for some sample explanation we have used that.
Okay. Yes, yes.
So
But
that's it. Yeah,
here we are like we are passing the list of the object new. Okay, we can pass the map also, like trigger dot
yeah.
new map. Yeah.
Here I can't reuse because we need the ID. Yeah. So this scenario we are done. So now I will try the another scenario. This will try to do it a little quick. Mm, when account type is changed, send an email. Okay. So here it would be mostly same. So I will reuse the code. Mm. So here as well, the trigger would be on update. So type is change. So here what we need to do is send an email to its contacts. So here it would be after update, it's done. Send. Now what we need to do is then this loop would still remain the same. So here it's doing too many comparisons. Here we just need the comparison on the type.
Yes, yes.
So account type it's, yeah. So it's a type field only as I recollect. Now we need to send an email to those people. See, sending email via this. So one is like you can send it via using the actual address field, or second is you can use the email template. Recommended approach is to go with email template because you would be able to set the ID like target object ID so that your limits get conserved.
No, can you please repeat it? I didn't get it exactly.
Yeah. So when we send an email, like 1 minute, like this is a sample code for sending email, right?
Yes, yes, single email message.
So this is one way. Another way is like instead of two addresses, uh, we can try set target object ID. So we can
Yeah,
instead of this ID like two addresses, we can just use the what ID and target object ID. Sorry, who
what
ID, who ID.
OID? Okay.
Yeah, that would help us save a little bit limits around. Mhm. Adding email addresses actually consumes more limit. Mm.
Uh, we have to send email to the
Related
contact.
contacts, yes,
The email to the contact email or the owner of the contact. Like,
contacts only.
okay, contacts, like the contacts, right?
Mhm. So I'm iterating over the contacts. Now, what I would be doing is inside this one, I would be creating the single email message and target object IDs. Like target object ID, I want to target object would be contact ID for me. Now here I would be creating a single email message list.
But why should we sending the IDs? Like we have to send the mail, like confirming that this account has been updated, like related.
We are passing the ID so that it doesn't like see for account. So for contact, lead and user, the limits are saved like if you use that. I will show you
Okay,
that.
okay, okay. Limits for the limit we are doing it. Right, right, right.
There should be an official link. Mhm. If you use single email message to email your internal user, specifying the user's email ID does not count. Okay, it's only just the email user's ID is saved. This was the one I was talking about.
Okay, daily limit.
I thought like it's saved for the leads as well, contacts as well, but it doesn't. And we can go with the original one, like whatever way we chose.
So what it is saying that the
Eh,
daily limit is same for the all
Uh,
the objects.
what it is saying is like here, like we are using the target object ID of contact ID. So still it would use the same way. Like even if because without that I use it as a string. Like I collect all of the contacts, sorry, email addresses.
Yes, and we can pass the list to the sector address.
Yeah. Then I can either create a map. Mhm. I think we can just put in like we need a for loop as well. You can just like all the email addresses would be there in the key. You can set the subject what is provided in here.
Right, right.
Mhm. Template ID is there, so we would need to. Then what we can do now, we can have to use that for loop and instead of to address, so we can have to use this. Because here we need the different ID because it would be personalized email content, right?
Yes, 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 exactly.
So we'll have to query the email template as well. Mm. Whatever is the name, so if the Mhm. Then what's that? Content is needed. The account is populated. What ID? Hmm. I don't think we need what ID here.
What ID would be the contact ID, right?
Yeah. Contact ID. So what we can do is we need to apply for loop then.
Can we use map and pass this email? Like we have this email ad, we have the email IDs, right? And we have one map.
For one email ID, it can be like multiple contacts have the same email address.
Possible, possible.
So looking at that, the kind of garbage data will have to go with two loop means you have to go with loop. Ideally, recommendation is to have it in one loop only.
Right, right.
Then we can have a list of email templates. List of email.
So what we did at line number 54, a map of email to list dot get email ID. Can't we do like in line number 59, instead of passing CID, map of email to list dot get email add dot ID? It is not possible. Like we cannot.
We don't have the ID. No, that's the problem.
What
Yeah,
we?
because it's a
Oh,
list.
sorry,
It's a list.
sorry. This is contacts. No, we have contact and email, right?
Yeah. From one email address, there are multiple contacts.
But how this will handle it? Like line number 53, we have a string, and we are getting key set. Okay, key set. Then
Then
we are
from this, we will getting a list of contacts.
yes, exactly, list of contacts. Like I'm a little bit confused. Like how it will line number 54 will handle the same email IDs if the different contacts has the same email IDs.
Yes. So what it would do is like it would add in all of it. It will add.
Okay. So line number 62, it will add all these emails, even if they are we have the same email IDs.
Yeah. We can use this. I think this is the method we have.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Send email. Mm,